So guys, here I am with another polity lecture, Panchayati Raj. Okay, here I'll try to emphasize on how to read Panchayati Raj, or try to emphasize most probable aspects of Panchayati Raj. So most important thing is that you have to keep note of for which purpose which committee was formed. All the committees are not constituted for the reconstruction or restructuring of the Panchayati Raj. It is only one committee, L.M. Singhi committee, which was directly constituted for restructuring of Panchayati Raj, but other committees are not directly involved with Panchayati Raj. Some they are indirectly related with Panchayati Raj, or the purpose of their formation was on another subject matter. So mind these things. Okay. So though they are indirectly related with Panchayati Raj, but if you find an question in exam, then you have to tick only on the appropriate term. For example, Balabant Rai Mehta Committee Community Development Program, Ashok Mehta Committee to revive and strengthening the declining of Panchayati Raj system. Jeev Heki Rao Committee Administrative Arrangement for Rural Development and Poverty. If you find Jeev Heki Rao Committee, there's Panchayati Raj. It is not right. Okay, though it is included in the Panchayati Raj chapter, but it is not right. The purpose of the formation of Jeev Heki Rao Committee was Administrative Arrangement for Rural Development and Poverty. So while reading, you have to keep note the committee and the formation of the purpose. Now came to Balabant Rai Mehta Committee. Mind that you might find question in exam hall. Balabant Rai Mehta Committee was constituted for the formation of Panchayati Raj. Balabant Rai Mehta Committee was constituted to give suggestion on the restructuring of Panchayati Raj. No, this is wrong, because at the time of Balabant Rai Mehta Committee there was no existence of Panchayati Raj. Then what? The Balabant Rai Committee was constituted to examine or to give suggestion on the community development program and national extension services. Mind this, Balabant Rai Mehta Committee does community development program and national extension services. Balabant Rai Mehta Committee does Panchayati Raj. It is wrong. Mind this thing. Then another key term of this committee was democratic decentralization, on the basis of which actually Panchayati Raj came into evolved. The recommendation, one of the key term among the recommendations of the Balabant Rai Mehta Committee was democratic decentralization. Mind this thing. You might find question, which of the following was not a recommendation of Balabant Rai Mehta Committee? On the basis of the recommendation of Balabant Rai Mehta Committee, that is the key term democratic decentralization, Panchayati Raj actually came into evolved. Before that there was no Panchayati Raj. Balabant Rai Committee was not constituted for the formation of Panchayati Raj, or neither constituted to give suggestion on Panchayati Raj system, but it was constituted for giving suggestion on the community development program and national extension services. But what the committee recommended, one of the key term of their recommendation was democratic decentralization, and on this basis Panchayati Raj system came into evolved in India. Then among other some recommendations, it recommended for 3-tier Panchayati Raj system. Minded, Balabant Rai Mehta Committee democratic decentralization, Balabant Rai Mehta Committee community development program and national extension services, Balabant Rai Mehta Committee 3-tier Panchayati Raj, Gram Panchayat at village level, Panchayat Samiti at the block level, and Jila Parishad at the district level. And it also said that the district collector should be the chairman of the Jila Parishad. Then after that, after Balabant Rai Mehta Committee, which committee came? It came Ashok Mehta Committee. Then after Balabant Rai Mehta Committee, what happened? Though Balabant Rai Mehta Committee said for the democratic decentralization, Panchayati Raj institution was formed upon the committee's recommendation, but the committee does not recommended for any concrete concrete structure of the panchayati Raj. Some state took the two-tier panchayati Raj, some states take three-tier panchayati Raj. Okay, there was an anomaly actually in structure, and that is why in 1977 Ashok Mehta committee was formed. And you should also remember that which committee was appointed by which government. Though it is not important from the UPSC point of view, it is quite important for your state PCS exam. It is quite important for state PCS exam, and above all, for a overlong awareness, you should know which committee was appointed by which government. Ashok Mehta committee was appointed by the Janata government. Mind this thing. And 1977, also try to give when you write answer in mains exam, in any case when you give any committee, try to mention the time period, okay, if it will increase the marks. But the one probable thing is that don't mention the name or don't mention the article in don't mention the time and article in polity if you don't know exactly, otherwise it will make your marks 0. Then come to the main point. But now say Ashok Mehta committee, what is its purpose? On panchayati Raj. Mind this thing, Ashok Mehta committee on panchayati Raj, but Balabandra Mehta committee was not on panchayati Raj. It was on community development program and national extension service, but Ashok Mehta committee was on panchayati Raj. And what are the recommendations of Ashok Mehta committee? You should mind this thing. The recommendations of the Ashok Mehta committees are very, very important, because it gives some recommendations for the financial and administrative autonomy of panchayati Raj. If you find any question in mains exam, for example in polity, do you think that the more financial autonomy should be provided to panchayati Raj system, or give a short note or give an assessment on the financial autonomy of panchayati Raj? Then in answer, as a key term, you have to include the recommendation of the Ashok Mehta committee. Only then you will give mark, because Ashok Mehta committee gave some recommendations which are important from the financial or administrative independence for panchayati Raj. That's why while you write any answer, in case of financial autonomy or administrative autonomy of panchayati Raj, you can include these recommendations of Ashok Mehta committee. It will increase the weightage of your answer. But mind this thing, purpose was on panchayati Raj, and what it recommended? It recommended two-tier panchayati Raj system. Balabandra 3-tier, but Ashok Mehta committee recommended two-tier panchayati Raj, Jila Parishad at the district level, and below the Jila Parishad it is Mandal Panchayat. Then another recommendation is the panchayati Raj institution should have compulsory power of taxation to mobilize their own financial resources. It is very important. It gives the financial autonomy to panchayati Raj. Again, it says that there should be a regular social audit by district level agency and by a committee of legislators to check whether the funds allotted for the vulnerable social and economic groups are actually spent on them. It is also important from the transparent point of view. While you can write answer any now see how you have to link the static portion to your answer. Okay, you can cover almost many points in your mains from laxmikant book. While giving writing answer for financial autonomy of panchayati Raj, you can add the recommendation of Ashok Mehta committee that says that panchayati Raj institutions should have compulsory power of taxation to mobilize their own financial resources. While if you are writing any sentence or writing any article related with the autonomy, transparency of panchayati Raj, then you can add this recommendation of Ashok Mehta committee. There should be a regular social audit. Means it recommends also for the transparency of panchayati Raj. Again, you see, the state government should not supersede the panchayati Raj institution. In case of an imperative supersession, elections should be held within 6 months from the date of supersession. That means what? It also says one kind of autonomy. Okay, it prevents, the recommendation prevents panchayati Raj from the This recommendation of Ashok Mehta committee prevents Panchayati Raj from the whims and fancy of the state government. State government cannot supersede the Panchayati Raj at any time according to their own whims and fancy. It also takes care of this aspect also. The Nyay Panchayat should be kept as a separate body. For the first time, it actually recommends for Nyay Panchayat. Development functions should be transferred to Zilla Parishad and all development staff work under its control and supervision. The voluntary agency should play an important role, means it also wants to involve civil society in Panchayati Raj. A minister for Panchayati Raj should be appointed in the State Council of Ministers to look after the affairs of Panchayati Raj institution. It also recommends for appointment of a minister for Panchayati Raj institution. Mind this thing: seats for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes should be reserved on the basis of their population. So, what are the important recommendations of the Ashok Mehta committee? It says for financial autonomy, that means the Panchayati Raj institutions should have compulsory power of taxation to mobilize their own financial resources. That means it provides for a financial autonomy to Panchayati Raj. Recommends for financial autonomy to Panchayati Raj. Then it also says for the transparency in the works of Panchayati Raj. What it says, there should be a regular social audit. Social audit, it provides for social audit on Panchayati Raj. That means it provides for transparency. Again, what it says, the state government should not supersede the Panchayati Raj institution. It gives a kind of other it shapes the Panchayati Raj from the whims and fancy of state government. Nyay Panchayat, there is a subject in your, there is a topic in your syllabus, alternative dispute redressal mechanism. Here comes the Nyay Panchayat. Okay, Loka Adalat. While writing answer in this case, you can mention the provision of recommendation of Ashok Mehta committee. That at that time it says about the formation of Nyay Panchayat. It says about voluntary agencies involvement. That means it says about the participation of civil society. Again, it says the minister of Panchayati Raj should be appointed. Okay, it is also, it might come in exam that which of the following is not a recommendation of the which of the following committee recommended for the appointment of Panchayati Raj minister. It is Ashok Mehta committee. In this way, while you read every committee, first you have to see what is the purposes and what are the structures of Panchayati Raj as recommended by each committee, and what are the main recommendations of the each committee. Okay, now see GVK Rao committee. At first, we see what was the purpose, what was the subject. It was based on administrative arrangement for rural development and poverty alleviation program. Who appointed it? Planning Commission. These are the two things which we have to remember. Who appointed it? It is Planning Commission appointed it, and based on not Panchayati Raj. Mind this: administrative arrangement for rural development and poverty alleviation program. And what was the major key term of this committee? The major key term is the over bureaucratization of development process. It actually signifies that the development process was much more bureaucratized. As a result of this, development process was stagnant. While you write answer in case of Panchayati Raj, in case of what are the demerits, or if you want to add any criticize the Panchayati Raj government, okay, each works, then you can add this. You can add this line that what is the recommendation of GVK Rao committee. Sorry, what the GVK Rao committee says, that it says that the over bureaucratization of development process in Panchayati Raj actually stagnates the development process. Okay, you may add you may refer these sentences in over bureaucratization in any topic regarding over bureaucratization, decentralization and Panchayati Raj. In this way, you have to link your answer. Okay, purpose is clear. The administrative arrangement for rural development and poverty alleviation. Planning Commission appointed it. What is the major? What it says that the major key term of the committee says that over bureaucratization of development. Another is that grass without root. Mind this term, grass without root. The phenomena of bureaucratization of development administration as against the democratization weaken the Panchayati Raj institution, resulting in what is applicable, grass without root. This is another key term. You can refer it in your answer. Means Panchayati Raj was for the decentralization, okay, for decentralization of development process, active participation of civil society, active participation of people. But the process was so much bureaucratized that it actually mars it actually mars the very purpose of the Panchayati Raj. Okay, when the purpose of the Panchayati Raj was to make people involved in active politics, to make people responsible for their local area development. But the involvement of much bureaucratization in the process actually totally makes this purpose die. That is why it says that we have to separate the there is a demarcating boundary. A boundary should be demarcated between the bureaucracy and development. It is one of the recommendation of the V.K. Rao committee. Then another some recommendations you yourself have to read. The district level body, the Zilla Parishad, should be the pivotal importance, and it also says that a post of district development commissioner should be created. Then at last it will come L.M. Singhvi committee, 1986. And what is the most remarkable feature of L.M. Singhvi committee? The most remarkable feature of this committee is that it recommended for the constitutional recognition of Panchayati Raj. The most important term here you have to remember is constitutional recognition. That means today the status which the Panchayati Raj has attained, it is because of the recommendation of L.M. Singhvi committee, because it says that this Panchayati Raj institution should be included in our constitution. Okay, and after that the 73rd amendment came. Okay, in between 73rd amendment there are different amendments, okay, but we don't you yourself will read. But this recommendation of the L.M. Singhvi committee to recognize Panchayati Raj constitutionally came into effect through 73rd Amendment Act 1992. It was implemented by the Narasingha Rao government. So these are the different committees that from which the Panchayati Raj institution came into evolve. Hope you are benefited by the lecture. Mind that while you read the committee, always mind that what was its purpose, okay, for which purpose it was constituted, whether it is for Panchayati Raj, all are related to indirectly or related to Panchayati Raj, okay, but the purpose, the name of their committee is different. You have to note the name of the committee, okay. If exam it is for example, if you see L.M. Singhvi committee, on the basis of their recognition, the Panchayati Raj institution gained constitutional status, okay, but the purpose of the committee was not Panchayati Raj, okay, purpose was different, the name of the committee was different. It was revitalization of Panchayati Raj institution for democracy and development. If you found in exam hall only Panchayati Raj, then it is wrong. That's why first, while read the committee, first you have to see what was the purpose, what was the name of the committee, then you see what they recommend, whether they recommended for 3-tier government, whether they recommended for 2-tier government, okay, whether they recommended for Nyay Panchayat, okay, and how to link the recommendation of the committee to your answer. Okay, for example, I told you in Ashok Mehta committee, okay, what they have said, they said that social audit is related to transparency, okay, in that way compulsory taxation means financial autonomy के बारे में बोला है, ठीक है. After that political autonomy, that state should not dismiss the Panchayati Raj. In this way you have to link